Tonight's episode is sponsored by Zombie with a Shotgun. Are you guys tired of the same old zombie projects where the humans need to survive the zombie apocalypse, or when the humans fight each other and the story isn't really about the zombies at all? Zombie with a Shotgun is going to be the zombie film where all the rules we know about other zombie films go right out the window. In this zombie film, the zombie will be the hero, and it will have other zombies to help out on the war against the humans. The story follows Aaron, who isn't sure if he is infected with the zombie virus or some other infection. He takes this journey along with his girlfriend Rachel and his shotgun, where they both find out the deep secrets about the zombie virus and their love life. Also sponsored by Preacher 6, offering salvation to the worst kind of people, 6 bullets at a time. Alright folks, welcome to today's podcast from Horror Movie Freaks. Today we're joined by Kyle Hester of the upcoming films Zombie with a Shotgun and Preacher 6. So we're going to have a fun conversation today. Welcome to the show, Kyle.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on. Pleasure to be here.
Oh yeah, and today my co-hosts are Stefan and Amanda. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. Amanda, if you'd like to ask the first question.
So the first question for you is, how did you get your start in acting and producing?
Okay, well, those are definitely two completely different situations. I've been acting since I was in the 7th grade. So basically, there's this TV show called Fame. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it used to be a pretty popular show about a performing arts high school. And I'm in the 7th grade, and I'm watching this TV show, and I'm seeing this guy Leroy dance around and jump over mannequins and singing and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, that looks like a blast! I have to do that. So that's when I got the bug.
No kidding! Wow.
Awesome. And I was looking over some of your movies and everything. I mean, you've been in a lot of stuff. The one I was interested in, also before we get to Zombie with a Shotgun and Preacher 6, was The Chair, which is also coming up very soon. What was it like filming that movie?
That was a crazy experience. I was brought onto The Chair as an actor, and then through a series of events, one thing led to another, and the creator, Peter Simeti, had been talking to a bunch of different producers. And because I've basically done everything on a set over the years, to be familiar with how to make a movie, I kept answering all of his questions. And he said, "Well, do you just want to produce it?" So I was like, "Well, yeah." So that was how that happened, and here we go. But it was an amazing experience. Got to work with, the late Roddy Piper. This is one of his last films, and he was amazing, and will definitely be missed. And Noah Hathaway from Neverending Story was in it, and Zach Galligan from Gremlins. So it's a really cool cast, and it was a lot of fun to handle some dark subject matter with those actors.
Sounds like a good group.
Definitely. I've been a fan of Roddy Piper for a long time from WWF and WWE, and of course the classic They Live.
Yes, definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
the legend.
I hated to hear of his passing. That was just too soon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was The Chair? Oh, I apologize for not seeing it, but was that one of the movies that you won one of the awards for?
Actually, not yet. But maybe we'll see.
Okay.
It actually hasn't been released, so it's in the distributor's hands right now. So they're working out the release dates and all that kind of stuff, and what's going to go on with it as we speak.
Okay, I got you, because I noticed that you had won awards for a dramatic film, comedy, and now obviously you're in horror. So you seem to be a part of just about everything, which is pretty amazing. Wide variety.
Well, I think as an actor, you kind of need to be able to do everything, or you get kind of pigeonholed into that whatever one thing that you can do. So, I've been always kind of a chameleon, and I think that I will continue to do that. So it's you do what you can do, and if you can do more things, then you're going to be more useful to producers and other film people. So so yeah,
Exactly.
thank you for noticing.
No, a lot more. You'll be a lot more in demand, and definitely not just typecast. So.
Definitely. So have you always been a fan of horror movies, or is this just something you recently got into?
Well, I would say that I'm a fan of horror movies, and but this is my like The Chair was my very first horror film. So it's like so to be kind of getting into that and be able to do something and like because I help out with the effects and all this kind of like basically like even because I was producing it, so it was I was in charge of everything. So it's like even down to the color of the fake blood, that we use, so it's like all that stuff adds up, to either make a good film or not. So yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and good thing about horror movies is they have a very very loyal fan base. So it's hard
Very
to beat
true.
a horror fan.
Very true.
But
Yeah, definitely.
oh yeah, yeah. So I think you'll love it in the genre. All right,
Well,
Stefan.
I'm having fun so far.
Yeah, Stefan. I believe. Did you have a couple other questions?
Mine kind of pertain to Zombie with a Shotgun for the most part. I had watched the 5 web episodes, and are there only 5? Just so I'm not missing any others.
That is correct. There are
Okay.
5 webisodes.
Cool. And so my question was like, are the actors that played Aaron and Rachel or any of the rest of the cast from the web series carrying over to the film, or is it going to be a completely new cast with the movie, or how's that working?
I think well because this is like super low budget and we're shooting in LA. There's no budget to house and travel people.
Mhm.
So like I think one of the only people that's going to be traveling is going to be Hilton, because it's his show. So
Right. So
but
the main
but the cast
character
will
that's
come
dealing
out
with
of
the
it.
virus, he'll be in the film itself.
So the main character is dealing with. I think that's all yet to be determined.
Oh,
So
okay.
I know that. Yeah. So, but I know that we are definitely going to be casting most of the roles here out of Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
I gotcha. My next question did actually pertain to Hilton. Um, I had spent about 2 days talking with him just before I had, you know, donated, for lack of a better term, the $150 on the Indiegogo, just so I felt comfortable. And honestly, he seems like an incredibly kind, down to earth individual. And I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit of what it's been like working with him to this point.
Well, I think he's awesome. Basically it's like to pull something off like an independent film. It's like you have to be a good person. You have to get along with people, and be easy to work with and be amenable. And so he is not only creative, but he's like a super nice guy and down to earth, and those are the people that you want to work with.
Yeah, he really made me feel comfortable, giving my money out, and was very patient with all my questions. So he was a true gentleman, and I really appreciated that very much. So
Yeah, I think.
very lucky to work with him.
Yeah, I think a Zombie with
Yeah.
a Shotgun. I mean, it's definitely piqued my interest. I love zombie movies. Are my favorite genre of horror. I mean, I've just always been a huge fan of zombies, so I really can't wait to see that. Can you tell us a little bit? I don't know how much you can go into detail about the character that you're gonna play in the movie.
Well, my character is the Sheriff Hank Ray, and so I will be put kind of opposite Aaron. So we are not friends in so I think it's kind of my mission to take him down, and then I can't give away many plot points, but some awesome stuff happens, and then we may or may not be joining forces.
Cool. Well, I definitely can't wait to see that.
I like that description. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's the only thing about talking about movies that are so far in the pre-production part of it. I want to ask so many questions, but I know you can't give up details about them.
Well, yeah, you know what? As long as it's not necessarily about, a plot or exactly what happens, then ask whatever you want, and I will tiptoe around things that I can't answer.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's kind of like now I know how Chris Hardwick feels on the Talking Dead when he's trying to get answers out of people.
Very true.
Right,
For some of the
It's true. Well, because here's the thing. I mean, it's like, with enough, podcasts and interviews and, articles out there, it's like if you give away a lot of stuff, there's so many people that read that are content creators. So that you're just really giving your ideas away. And if they already have, $200,000, they're gonna take advantage of that and make and say, well, that was my idea.
Oh,
Because it's so easy to do.
Right.
So that's why, like Preacher 6, if you look on the the Twitter page, I mean, we have lots of cool artwork and you kind of get a sense of what's going on, but you have no idea what the story is. And I get asked,
noticed.
yeah. And I get asked all the time, can we have a plot summary on Preacher 6? And that definitely not.
Yeah, it's a closely guarded secret.
Because of that, it's because you're creating and Preacher 6 is creating its own world, with these characters that have been around for a long time, and it's like there's superhero elements and all this kind of stuff that you definitely can't give away. And it's like it's nothing like the TV show Preacher, that's on AMC right now, which I've been asked before. It's completely an original story, which would actually have legs for sequels. So
Nice.
That's
Awesome.
always a
We
good
shall.
thing.
Yeah, that's a little
I'm
tidbit
kind
to
of
take away.
curious. Can you tell us anything about what the zombies are like with Zombie with a Shotgun? There's so many different types of zombies that people create.
Well, the type of zombie, I don't. Okay. Here's the. Well, it's like. Well, I'll just say, it goes into what is a zombie, like how does that happen, and then where did it come from? What created the zombie virus? All of that kind of stuff. So then you start answering those questions in this film. And I think that's where all of the different elements will be coming out.
So
How's that
it'll
for-
be more in depth of what goes into a zombie. It's not going to be like, The Walking Dead where all of a sudden there's zombies.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that the storyline is it carries over from the web series. So if you're familiar with that, then you'll be familiar with the characters and kind of what's going on a little bit. But definitely the film has its own thing going on.
Yeah. I've watched the web series actually a couple times. I really like it. I'm looking forward to the movie thoroughly. And I noticed. I know Stefan knows a lot more about that than I do. I haven't had a chance to contribute yet, but I definitely plan to. The perk system y'all have on the Indiegogo.
Yeah.
It looks pretty awesome. Y'all offer some nice perks on there.
Phenomenal.
Well, I hope so, and I'm glad that you say that, because basically with an Indiegogo campaign, it's people, it's like when you have like the perceptions of what it is. Well, I'm not gonna give somebody my money to make their thing, or whatever. It's like you have that kind of attitude, but it's like, but I will say this, that it's actually like Indiegogo, like the way we set up the campaign, it's like a store. So you're getting things for the money that you contribute. It's like a store that makes a film possible. So, please visit the Indiegogo store for Zombie with a Shotgun. Let's make a movie. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if I can just touch on that a little bit, I saw perks all the way, from $7 all the way till, I don't know, 8 to 10,000. And when you're getting up into that kind of money, you have a chance to be in the movie. you have a chance to be a zombie, be killed in the movie. But for us, that can maybe afford 100, $150, maybe 50. You're talking about autographed DVDs. I did the $150 one, so I'll get an autographed DVD, autographed Blu-ray, autographed by the cast, movie poster. I mean, plus.
Yeah. And that's actually like really, you have one of the cooler things because it's like it's kind of a whodunit, when you think about it, because you don't know who the cast is. So like getting a signed poster of the cast, it could be really cool, because we don't know, who all's going to be in it.
And on top of that, Hilton actually agreed to sign mine. But number two, for actually only $100, you get your name mentioned in the credits of the movie, and a special shout out on the International Movie Database, which I thought was very cool. So I was hoping that maybe a few of the admins might chip in between all of us $100 and get the horror movie freak's name in the end credits. And
that would be awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great idea.
But that's all it
Absolutely.
takes, $100, and your name's in the credits on the movie in bright lights. So I thought you guys have some amazing perks. So, like I said, I've been a part of it. I thoroughly encourage anybody listening to go ahead, take a look at it, and feel comfortable doing it. Because, like I said, Hilton walked me through it for 2 days and made me feel very comfortable. So a few more weeks until the campaign ends. And then he was saying at about 3 weeks after that, you should expect some of the perks that you purchased. Obviously, you'd have to wait for the DVD to be completed, but the rest of the stuff,
Yeah, basically the DVDs and the signed poster, that'll all happen after the film is made. But the other stuff that you will be able to get, can be sent out,
Exactly.
as soon as as soon as the money comes in, then we can, pay for those things to get made, which is part of the whole thing too. It's
Right.
like there's a cost there for the perks. So we have to wait for that money to be released from Indiegogo, which happens like a week after the campaign closes, something like that. So that's why those turnaround times are what they are, because everything takes time to get manufactured.
And actually, if I can just have one last little point about that, with the perks, like I said, they start off at $7. Everything, since I got the $150 one, I get everything from $7 to the $150 point, like literally every last perk in between. So it's extremely generous, and very, very cool stuff. So please, guys, check it out.
And then with the T-shirt that we are going to get, I think it's like at the $75 level, you get a T-shirt. Yep. And that particular shirt that we get made is only going to be for the Indiegogo fundraiser. So it'll be like a limited edition, kind of thing. We'll probably have other shirts down the line, but it won't be the one that's especially for the
I wasn't aware of that. That's fantastic. Now I'm even more excited.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Anything that's limited edition and has to do with horror, I mean, you just can't beat it. The Indiegogo.
Right. Well, I mean, this is the way to do it. I mean, it's because where else, like, as a movie fan, where else, unless you travel to a convention where the celebrities are and you pay $25 for each for a signature, like, where else can you get this kind of stuff that is limited edition movie memorabilia? Like, this stuff helped to get a film made. Right. And you get all this cool stuff. But it's not like we're going to have a store and it's going to be open. You can get all this stuff after. It's like, This is the shop.
Yeah, not to mention you get your name in the movie credits. You know what I mean? When else are you going to ever get that experience and an opportunity,
Yeah, the Indiegogo stuff, I mean, I wish it would have been around a few years ago, because I really got into, like, indie filmmaking and stuff I guess it's been about 10 years or more ago. I've written scripts, I've got everything done. I didn't have anything like Indiegogo to use back then, so this is great for indie filmmakers. I just love it.
Well, there you go, Josh. Now you got to get back into it.
What's that?
I told Josh now he's got to get back into it now that they have it.
Oh yeah, it might be
No,
something I start looking
here's
at.
the thing. Here's the thing, man. Nothing happens in this world unless you take the steps to do it. You know? So, like, I would have never considered myself in a position to be producing films,
Hmm.
and unless I had had the opportunity with the chair, to go, okay, well, so now people will know that I am, that I got something done, which is like the most important thing, so it's like, everything kind of builds upon itself, so like where you step is where you go. So if you want to make a movie, man, you gotta like focus, like laser focus on what it is that you want to get done, and then how you're going to do it, and just do it, because no one else is you that's going to do that stuff unless you do it.
I actually,
Exactly.
yeah, and actually, if you don't mind, Josh, that actually really leads me to my next question. Because I've noticed you really have gotten your hands into just about everything, including projects like doing the voiceover for the characters on Fallout 4, which is a pretty big game that was released last year. And
Right.
also,
Let me stop you there.
oh,
Let me
yep.
stop you there about Fallout 4. That is actually a mistake.
Oh,
There was
oh,
another Kyle Hester. Yeah, there's
no
another
way.
Kyle Hester in L.A. Yeah, and so that is miscredited to me, when it should
Oh,
be somebody else.
is that the same also for the building of the scale and the movie Team
No,
America?
no, nope.
Oh,
Everything else is right.
oh, okay,
That's the
just the
only thing.
video game. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I was like
Yeah.
actually so disappointed. I was like, no. So, so you were part of because I love Team America. I thought that was
Yeah,
hilarious.
it
You
was.
helped build the 1/3 scale sets of that movie.
Yeah, I was part of a company called Designs Incorporated, and basically we did all kinds of stuff, like from special effects to miniatures to all kinds of convention shows, and so basically we built everything. So when we got the opportunity to bid for Team America, it was like, all right, well, we can do all this cool stuff, and so who else is going to do that? And so we built a lot of it. We built like all the Paris sets and the New York and like the Egypt, all this stuff and the racing scene. So most of the third scale sets were we were responsible for.
That is amazing.
That's really cool. 'Cause I
Yeah,
love Team America. So
I know. That was
I don't
hilarious.
know many people that didn't like that.
Got
Right
quite the
on.
resume, man. It's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
but yeah, maybe one day I'll get my film made. Who knows now with Indiegogo and everything? Because like I said, I've always loved filmmaking. I mean, we went through the casting calls, everything. It was horrible timing on my part, and so I happened to time the shooting while my wife was pregnant. So
There's your first mistake.
exactly.
Exactly.
So that kind of put a hitch in the project there. So maybe I'll go back to it one day.
Well, I
But
just didn't realize with the perk system that whatever comes in below it, like Stefan paid the 150. I didn't realize you get everything else up to that point as well.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's by design, as well. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff to check out.
oh yeah, and it's back to Preacher 6 a little bit. Can you tell us what kind of involvement you have with Preacher 6?
Yeah. Let's see. My wife is actually the screenwriter, Tracy Ray, and which is amazing because it's like the Preacher Six is kind of like it's a grindhouse, action, horror, comedy, violence, blood, magic. It's like all kinds of elements in it, and it's very cool. So I will be playing the title character, Preacher Six, who I can tell you that he is the line of these. He's the sixth of six preachers that have been called to do what he does. So and so basically, he will end up fighting evil in a physical, literal sense. Um, so I think that's about as much as I can say.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of cool characters, and it's like you can see from the Blue Nun, she's one, So we got some artwork out there, some teaser stuff, but so we're gonna be doing like a little trailer sizzle reel kind of thing for it, just to kind of tease a little bit about who the character is. So we'll be working on that shortly.
All right, and I did notice you've been posting up some of the actors that are getting involved with Preacher 6. I really like the rundown of what y'all have got so far. I think it's going to be really, really good.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. I you know what? I think that casting is king, really. Like I met Carmen Argenziano, who is going to be playing Father Gabe on the set of Andersonville. And that was directed by John Frankenheimer back in the 90s. And so I met him and Peter Murnick, who was also in it. He's going to be playing Detective Samedi. So both of them were on the set of Andersonville. And so I've just like kept in touch with these people, and it's all about relationships, when it comes down to it. And especially with a low budget thing, it's like, I know you normally get like $1 bazillion, but can you do this for $150?
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. That's another thing I went through when I was doing my movie and setting up the cast was, we can't pay you anything, but would you like to be in our movie? But
yeah, I know. It's
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's a rough sell, I mean, especially when you get into working actors, because it's like, this is what they do, so you have to pay them, So, and I think that the more of a working actor they are, then it's like, they bring credibility to your project, and that's how those salaries end up being what they're being. Because like I'm sure that Mission Impossible would not have made $1 billion without Tom Cruise playing the title role, so that's it's all marketing and supply and demand.
Oh yeah, and one of the first people I noticed that was going to be in the film was Peter Murnick, because I knew him from Justified. I loved that series, and I just loved every time he was on there. Yeah,
he's awesome. He is one of my favorite actors. He's like powerful. If you there's this one scene, if you look up on YouTube, if you type in "who," like with lots of O's, and then Andersonville, there's a clip on there of Peter walking through going, "Who's with me? Who's with me?" And so he's like just like going off, and he's awesome. So yeah, he's like 6'5", and so he's in a big presence.
Awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean, I'm scrolling right now. I'm scrolling through some of the little teaser pictures and everything you have, and I really like it. It's looking really good.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm excited about it. So this is it's what's coming. Yeah. So basically, we get zombie with a shotgun, hopefully successfully financed, and we shoot that later this summer. And then we'll be talking again about the Indiegogo for Preacher 6. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, I was actually getting ready to mention that because I saw on Twitter that y'all will be doing that a little later in the summer. The Indiegogo.
Yeah, I think we'll be doing that probably after Zombie is filmed. Okay. Because like it's an exhausting process. I mean, like Hilton, as you probably noticed, Hilton and I are tweeting and retweeting and shouting out and all day long, from the time that I go to sleep, or wake up till the time I go to sleep. It's like I've got my phone in my hand and I'm scrolling through Twitter and answering questions and, retweeting things. And because it's like Twitter's a radio station. So it's like you can miss a tweet if you don't scroll. It's like you're not going to see it unless you're like right there.
Exactly. I log on every chance I get. I'll log on to our Twitter and I'm looking at the latest tweets, and it's like 20 pages long.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm actually. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's easy to get lost on Twitter. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've had a Twitter account maybe 3 weeks, and any chance I get, I'm trying to do my best to spread the word and retweet anything I see about Preacher 6 or Zombie with a Shotgun. And I actually did have a quick question. Kyle, are you affiliated with our production company? Because I noticed on there
Yeah.
there's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that is actually, that's my wife and I are setting up a production company.
Oh,
so
cool.
that is, it's not what it's going to be called. But as soon as we get the name, okayed and greenlit and, trademarked and all that stuff, then we'll be changing the name down the line.
No problem. I just only asked because I've been retweeting a lot from Zombie with a Shotgun, Preacher 6, and your account as well. And then when I was getting on a production company, I noticed it was basically all Preacher 6, Zombie with a Shotgun. So I'll take some material from there and also kind of send that out and spread the word as well. Just want to make sure you were affiliated with that first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, wonderful.
That is me.
Wonderful. All right, cool.
Yeah, and Twitter. I think we're all new to Twitter. I had never had a Twitter account until about 4 weeks ago, something like that.
I wasn't even going to do it.
But the good thing about Twitter, it's opened a lot of doors for us, and I love we've had so many things, people sending like short films for us to review, things like that, so it's just been awesome. I love screening movies, so we're going to start reviewing all of those very soon, so Twitter has definitely been a big help for us.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'll give you a tip to get more followers on your podcast. If you basically just look up the hashtag horror, and anyone that uses that, follow them. And then when they see that, oh, who's this? So your title definitely lends to having that interest. So you can basically, get just follow those people, and they'll most likely follow you back.
I've kind of actually had the success with that myself personally.
Because looking at the Preacher 6 and the Zombie with a Shotgun followers, that's some impressive numbers right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's it's just keeping things going and following people, and it's being diligent. And like none of those people, none of my followers or none of Preacher 6's followers are like purchased from those bots that come up and go, we can give you 5,000 followers for $30.
Okay.
Which actually is not real. It's like the accounts are, they're all fake accounts, and you have a bunch of eggs in your followers, and then so anybody that goes to look at your stuff and goes, oh, their followers are a bunch of eggs, so they bought those followers. It's like it's really easy to spot.
Right.
Oh yeah. I've seen a lot of those, and they're nothing more than fake accounts. You're just padding your numbers.
Right. Exactly. It's image.
But anybody that knows already knows that that's what it is.
Yeah.
So why,
Exactly. I've never saw any point in that. I would rather gain real people.
What I've noticed about Twitter is the support, especially in the indie, amongst the indie producers, directors, actors, is the support for one another, and I think it's wonderful. That's the way it appears to me, anyway. Everybody seems to support each other's projects, and I think it's a great thing,
Yeah, it is. I think that basically Twitter has opened a lot of doors for people, and because whatever your audience is, it's there somewhere, So because like how many 3 billion people are on Twitter or whatever, that it's a huge number, So yeah, whoever you're looking for is most likely has a Twitter account, that you'd be able to locate much easier than you would have in the past.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to contact people now. Like on our last podcast where we had Harrison Smith, the director of Death House. That's how we was able to meet him, through Twitter.
Yeah.
So.
And there you go. So you know what you're doing. You are making it happen. That's what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Lucky to have him literally as like my third follower. I was like, actually Preacher 6 was my very first follower, and I remember calling Josh and just being like, I have a follower. It's Preacher 6. I don't know what it is, but it's Preacher 6. And
That's awesome.
I was excited as all get out, just that I had a follower. So it's a wonderful
Right on.
tool,
Oh yeah, and without Twitter, I would know nothing about Zombie with a Shotgun or Preacher 6 right now, and we wouldn't be talking to you right now. So have a
Right.
lot to Twitter.
Basically, I mean, these films are being made possible by Twitter.
Right.
It's like so yeah.
The,
And so you probably
everybody-
never would hear of them because they would probably not get made. Because it's like I don't have a rich uncle, or at least I don't have a rich uncle that's willing to give money for film. So
Yeah,
it's like there's no deep pockets here. So every like perk that's got T-shirt that's sold, it's like it's either keeping the lights on or it's helping the movie get made.
the 5 web episodes of Zombie with a Shotgun I saw on Twitter. That's where I was able to watch them. So that
When I was doing I used to have before Horror Movie Freaks, back about 10 years ago, I ran another horror site, and we did a lot of interviews and everything. But back then, it was you had to find people through email and MySpace, and back in the day, that could be a little rough.
You sure it wasn't AOL back then?
I was on AOL. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
The
Kyle,
late, great MySpace.
I did notice your father played in the NFL for a few years back in the early 70s for the
He
Saints.
did. Yeah, Saints. Yeah, he was a linebacker, and
Well, I noticed
so
you had
he was
the size.
he was an undrafted free agent.
Are you serious?
So-
Wow.
Yeah, kind of like me in film.
Something else, I was
I
gonna ask.
got no family like leading the way, opening the door for me. It's like I got to do everything I got to do. I'm like a walk-on. So that's just like he was, and he made the team and played for a few years.
That's phenomenal.
Sometimes
Did you
that's the
ever?
best way to do it, though, because then you yourself put all that work into it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Exactly. It was all
That
you.
is absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever have that desire or that thought to ever play football? Because I know you're 6'4" or so you got the body type.
No. I did not get my dad's size. No, I'm like 5'10" and a half.
Oh
So-
God! You know what? I wonder if I was looking at that other Ray Hester in LA profile when I saw that, the one that was a part of the Fallout 4. Because
Possibly.
yeah, the profile I saw was 6'4" and everything else. So all right, I apologize.
No worries.
This
Yeah,
other
no,
Kyle Hester guy's getting a lot of shout out on our podcast here. There he is.
Yeah, I have no clue who he is. So, but sadly I've noticed a few things on Internet Movie Database that were inaccurate. So, one of my favorite films. Me and Amanda were talking about it. One of my favorite films, Dog Soldiers. They've got pictures from Van Helsing as the werewolf in that movie. So.
Yes,
No, they could get a
horrible.
lot of trouble for that.
Yeah. If you go to Dog Soldiers on Internet Movie Database and look at the pictures from the film, they've got pictures from Van Helsing's werewolves as depicting the werewolves from Dog Soldiers.
Wow, no kidding.
So,
Well, that's that'll get you in trouble. It's and it's something that it's not like that's a mistake. They didn't mistakenly do that. Because like you can't mistakenly put a picture on. It's like you actually, as in because you have IMDb Pro, so whatever person is in charge of that account is who puts up whatever the pictures are. So like all the pictures up my IMDb I put up.
right.
So it's not like it can be a mistake.
No, that's straight misrepresentation.
Yeah, so I always thought that, and which I was more offended by the fact that it was a CGI werewolf versus the actual practical effects that they used in the real movie. So,
Right.
I'm a big fan of practical effects.
I think
Me
you were
too.
annoyed for that for a while.
Yeah, because when I was, I've helped out on a couple short films. They never actually went anywhere, but I was the special effects guy. So I did all the makeup, the latex limbs, the props, everything else. So yeah,
That's awesome.
I take pride in practical effects. Even if they don't look the best, somebody still took the time to actually make them and try as best they could. and I've just always loved hands-on effects.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I like some of the stuff on The Walking
I
Dead.
agree.
Yeah, so
I can't wait for these 2 movies to come out. I'm excited.
I'm thoroughly excited, and we are trying to spread the word as best we can for Zombie with a Shotgun and Preacher 6, because I definitely want to see them made.
I really like the tagline for Preacher 6.
Well,
That is awesome.
Which one? We have a couple.
The one I like is I think she's talking about the one that's on the Twitter.
Yeah, that would be the one.
Offering salvation to the worst kinds of people, 6 bullets at a time.
Yes.
Right on.
I love it.
Right on. That's good. Yep.
List tagline.
Actually, just had one last question. Zombie with a Shotgun was about to be filmed in the next month or 2 during the summer. Is that correct?
Hey, you know what?
That's what
we're like. What are we at? We're at $12,000 right now. So we have a month to go. Starting tomorrow, we're at the half point. So we need, we can't make a movie for $12,000.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not possible. So basically, your mouth to God's ears. We're shooting in 2 months. You know what I mean, or 2.5 months, because we had a successful campaign, and that's what is lost on some people. Is like, without this movie does not happen. Right. So it's like, that's why I'm pulling my teeth and pulling my hair out and chewing my nails, and Hilton and I call each other every 2 hours, and we're like, what do you got? I'm working here, I'm doing this. Well, this person said they were going to contribute. They said they were going to contribute, they didn't. Yeah, man, it happens all the time. I don't know what the fuck. So it's like you have a constant, because everybody, people say, yeah, oh yeah, cool, right on, yeah, I'll get right to that. And then I'll even have people go like, done, did it, and then because I can look and go see who did it, and I go, well, really? Where's your? No, you didn't. You know what I mean?
Where's your credit card info?
Go and I'm not going to notice that you didn't do that.
Yeah, your address and credit card info would be right there. So.
Right.
Oh, I know all about that. I've worked in retail for a long time, and it used to be straight commission. So a lot of that. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to buy that whole kitchen from you tomorrow.
Let's look around a little more.
Yeah.
So then Preacher 6, you'll have to, have the campaign, and then from there set filming timeline?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that might be a little more complicated because of the way that I've already cast roles. So I know that Peter Murnick is in Pittsburgh right now shooting something for Netflix. So so basically I'm going to have to go, okay, we have the money. When's everybody available? And then go from there.
Okay.
So it'll be a little different than Zombie, because we have more flexibility because it hasn't been cast yet.
I see.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't really understand what it takes to get a movie created anymore. It's definitely a job, that's for sure.
I'll definitely be doing my part on spreading the word on the Indiegogo, and just even if I have to literally open up my phone and show the people the perks and what they'll get and how worth it is, because at this point I want to see it, and I also want my perks. So, but
you'll get your perks. Oh yeah.
Well, I definitely want a DVD of a finished product too. That's going to be the most exciting part. You know what I mean? As I really want to see this movie made. So, I will definitely promise to do my part. And,
Yeah, when I was like I said, when I was working on that project I had planned, everybody was like, "Well, you've got a camera. That's all you need. Just go film." I was like, "Well, we've got lighting."
That is probably yes, you can take a camera and go film stuff, but no.
What's your finished product going to be? Where to go from there?
Right. They said, I said, well, what about lighting? What about location? What about feeding the people that you're not paying?
Yeah. Like, oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'll tell you a story about the chair. The chair was, when I got brought on to produce it, this was about 6 weeks before we started filming. So it's like, I'm hitting the ground running as soon as I get this is what I'm doing. It's like, okay, holy shit. So I have to bring all these people in, to make a movie, So I'm calling up all my friends. Are you available? Are you available? Yada, yada. So that's how all of that, gets put together. And they didn't have a location for the prison, like nailed down yet. So we went to all these different locations around LA, and they were either booked up or $3,000 a day. So, which is not possible on a low film, So it's like, okay, we don't have time to go make any more mistakes or to not find a place and just keep looking and keep checking. So I said, we're building the set. And so I built the set in my backyard. And took it to Pollution Studios and set it up on a soundstage, and that's how the set happened, because nothing else was available, and so thankfully, I'm also a carpenter, so I could do that, and so yeah,
That's amazing.
There's that.
I love stories like that. It's amazing how when you're doing something, even like some of the little things I did, like little 5-minute short films. It's amazing the things that you come up with creatively to make things work. It's
you have to. It's you're managing chaos,
Yeah.
So continually, it's like there's always something. So
yeah, I don't care how much you plan. When it comes to a set, you're not going to cover everything that can happen.
No,
it's
definitely not.
But yeah, it's always been an interesting. Like I said, interesting field for me. I've always liked the special effects, the makeup, like I said, I went out and bought the camera, I bought all the different lenses, I bought the tripods, had everything. I've still got all of the lighting equipment, minus the actual lights themselves, but like the filters and everything just sitting in my closet waiting to be used at some point.
Right on.
So hopefully one day we'll see. I've got like 20 movie scripts written and just hanging out in a folder.
Right on. Well, hopefully they start seeing the light of day.
Maybe one day they will. But we have actually hit the 45-minute mark, and that's about the limit of our podcast time. So I guess we're going to have to go ahead and leave.
Yeah, I really appreciate your time.
Right on. Well, I thank you for having me on, and we will definitely do this again. So anytime, and so maybe.
Definitely, it's been a huge honor having you on here.
Yeah, and I'm going to apologize in advance. I love promoting on Twitter. I will retweet my ass off. You may be. I kind of apologized to Harrison, and he was like, "Oh no, please keep going," because he'll get tagged in a lot of mine. So if you happen to get tagged in some, or I didn't want to be a pest, but like I said, I want to get that word out.
Need to apologize for being awesome.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Oh yeah. We like to tag people. Sadly, with the hours I work at my regular job, I don't get as much Twitter time as I want to. But you'll see a bunch of stuff from Horror Movie Freaks retweeting about Preacher 6 and Zombie with a Shotgun, because we definitely want to see this made, and we'll be posting about it in our Facebook group. Our Facebook group, actually, I think we're at around 3,200 members on our Facebook group, so hopefully we can get some people sent in from there.
And that's in less than 3 months.
Put a link up to the Indiegogo on that. That'd be awesome.
We definitely will.
Yeah, I'll definitely spread the word amongst the members.
And of course, we'll have you back on when Zombie with a Shotgun gets funded. We will have you back on to discuss the production, if you don't mind.
It would be my pleasure.
It'd be awesome.
Thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
You have a wonderful day.
You all for having me on.
Thank you so much, Kyle. It's a pleasure.
Welcome. All right, so I'll talk to you next time.
You got it.
Till next time.
Good.
Bye-bye.
Okay.